And excited to welcome singer, songwriter, and metalcore badass in the building, Aleksandra. I am thrilled to have you. Welcome.
Oh, thank you so much. What a great intro. Thank you.
It's all completely true. How are you? What's going on today?
I am great. I am at my podcast studio. Just had an interview, so it is a good day.
Yeah, we're doing the thing today. So, how long have you been podcasting?
It's my side gig. Not too long, like few years. Yeah, I just love this. I do this out of love to music and just love connecting. My friend told me I'm a community creator, so as a side hobby, I do podcast.
Yeah, it is a great way to build community. I did radio for a minute and then I missed it. And then by the time I wanted to jump back in again, podcasting was the thing. So I was like, let's just keep this train rolling. But I feel you when you've got a lot to say, there's got to be different outlets that you use. When it came to you, I immediately hit follow just because I could tell that you are someone who values honesty, who values integrity in all things, really, not just your music, but the clips I see of you as a person from your podcast give us glimpses of that too. So I wanted to know your definition. What would you describe as honest? What would you describe as integrity? What does that look like to you?
When it comes to artistry, honesty has a big part of it. It is very, that's why I actually write songs and co-write songs with my producers. Sometimes when I come across new person I never worked with, I need to explain the way I work and why it is important because people who don't really know you, especially in music industry, sometimes people have a great songs which are going to be perfect fit for me, right? But it is so important for me and so crucial for me to be part of it because I have thoughts to deliver. And honestly, marketing part of music it is so hectic and so it takes so much energy. You
Mm,
really need to live through your song. You know what I mean? So that honesty is very important because I need to know that I can always engage with the value I deliver with with the song with the vibe. So that honesty is just something what gives me power on the lowest moments of my life. You know what I mean?
yeah. So how do you balance that? I mean, you're an artist yourself, you're an interviewer yourself, you're doing the podcast thing yourself too. How do you balance those two worlds? Because they're different hats.
Uh, okay. So first of all, I run on caffeine.
Yeah.
I run on caffeine and music. So those fumes gives me a lot of energy. Besides that, I just understand that here's the thing. I would either make it work or I just sit back and regret all my life.
Period. Yes. That's why I go for
So
things in life too. I feel you.
yeah. So I just do it. I just don't question it. Whatever it needs to be done, I'm just doing it.
Yeah. Are you the kind of person that believes we've got one life and you do the most
Uh
with it that you
I'm
can?
not very spiritual. I don't really believe into lots of things I should probably do because sometimes this is where you can get your beliefs and energy from. But I don't have time to think about that. I'm the
Yeah.
person. You know what I do believe in? I believe that you can create magic. Of course, luck and God and stuff like that is all very important.
Right. But and do it
Uh,
with the life you have.
yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just what I'm saying is that luck and God comes to people, or that whatever you call that energy comes to people when you do something. So, yeah, I just believe into that. I cannot miss out on things.
I love the vibe. I love the fact that you take chances. The biggest chance that I think, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like the biggest chance you took in life was the one you took coming to this country in 2020. Really. I mean, for anybody that doesn't know, you came from Georgia. immigration is a hot, it's a hot topic everywhere right now, especially where I'm based in Minnesota. We're doing the most
Right.
with that right now. And we can get into the politics of it all day, but what I am far more interested in is just anybody listening gaining a different perspective and giving those of us who haven't been through the American immigration process an idea of what it's really like modern day. I think far too few of us understand what goes into that whole process and what's involved. So, just generally, what was that like for you? What was that journey like for you?
Well, immigration to any country is difficult.
Hmm.
To be honest, system exists like that. None of countries actually is interested in immigrants unless you are somebody special. And if you are somebody special, people really want you, and it's not that hard, right? At the moment when I was coming to America in 2020, I was already an artist, but I'm still not the major artist or something. But now nowadays, at where I am in my career right now, I can definitely uh, apply for artist visa
Mm-hmm.
and a role in that, right? Because like now I am already developed artist and I am out there, and you can Google my name and you can find me anywhere. But if when you are immigrating to other country as someone who doesn't have profession in high demand, it's hard. It's hard. So immigration, particularly to America, is um, complex, especially for nationals from countries which are kind of in the list, not very like I'm from Eastern Europe, and Eastern European countries are not in the list of countries where immigrants are welcome from.
Mm.
So it is not easy even to get tourist visas. But I have very good travel history, and when I've been to America before as a tourist, and I never violated any uh, law, right? So I traveled the world, to be honest. I don't have a space in my passport. There are like so many stamps.
I love
So
that.
yeah, I now the way I'm in America, I'm in America as Australian permanent resident.
Oh, okay, I see.
So my husband is Australian. I have Australian permanent residency, and for Australian citizens applying for American visas is completely different story.
It's a little bit. It sounds like it's a little bit easier
It's
than if
much easier.
you were to do it from your home country. Okay, I understand. And I didn't realize that what you do as a profession mattered. That wow, yeah.
Yeah, like if you are entrepreneur or science worker or engineer or somebody very valuable at the moment in the country, that is people want you. But if you are a musician and you are not big artist name or something like that, there's nothing special about you. Of course, you're gonna go through this very hectic
Got
thing.
it. What was the day when you found out you've got full permission to be here, you can stay? What was that day like?
We were in Mexico, my husband and I, and our child, and we went to American embassy, applied for a visa, and they tell you right there. And it was,
Wow, okay.
yeah. So they told us, yeah, guys, you're good, and we got those. And I was like, wow, it's just. It just happened. I was like,
all
thank you.
all that lead up, all that work, and then it's just here you go. All that.
Yeah, and then we exited, and I was like, hmm, it feels like interesting. Like, okay, well, I'm going to San Francisco.
Yeah, so tell me about that too. Why, of all the cities here, why San Francisco?
So my husband worked in San Francisco, that's why, and
Okay,
works still. So that's why San Francisco.
got
And
it.
I've been to San Francisco before. I fell in love. By the way, San Francisco really reminds me of my hometown, Georgia, Tbilisi, capital of Georgia, Tbilisi. Looks very alike to San Francisco. Of course, San Francisco is unique place as well as Tbilisi, but they have some similarities. Hills, houses on hills, there's tiny
Yeah,
houses on hills, like stuff like that. Kind of feels like
absolutely.
home.
Well, it does, and just a little bit of the brief history, they've always been a community, San Francisco especially, has always welcomed musicians.
Yeah.
I've never heard about them having a problem with musicians whatsoever. So, and you're not too, I mean, you've got a little bit of a hike to LA, but it's not so bad as if you were compared, compared to being somewhere else in the country. Have you found that it's living in San Francisco or being in somewhat close proximity to LA, has that helped your career as a
Oh,
musician?
Los Angeles is big when it comes to music.
Hmm.
I would say Los Angeles is a place to be at if you're an artist, because like honestly, like the whole music industry is located here or in Nashville, or when it comes to scene, East Coast also pretty big on
Right.
metal scene, right? But Los Angeles is the place to be at.
Yeah.
This
What
is
would
where you can, like, here's the thing, in Bay Area you bump into someone and that person is startup owner or a Facebook representative, whatever, right?
okay.
But when you bump into someone in LA, it's definitely someone from record label or artist or actor or model, like, you know what I mean. This industry no longer functions like you bump into someone and they discover you.
Mm,
No, that's bullshit. That doesn't work this way. But what works is that you connect with people based on your location or wherever you are, and
mhm,
then you've been involved into the scene. Location, like for example, when I just moved to San Francisco, right? In 2020, within 1 year, I was already in music industry. Like
mm,
it's just people just know you are there. And if you are
right.
not there, then nobody wants to work with you, because people are, even in if people who lives in the big cities and they're in music scene, artists and even music professionals are very flaky
Mm.
and unreliable. And I'm sorry for saying this out loud like that, but it is a true. And you do not want to deal with somebody who gonna bail on you at the first place, but at the second, if that person not even there, you question ability of this person actually show up when you need it.
The
You know?
credibility, right. The
Yeah.
credibility is
So
called into
you
question. Yeah.
choose your battles.
Yes. Yeah, yeah. And to that point, networking is so important. And that's regardless of where you live. Networking within your own industry. I mean, you kill it at that. Not and you do it on social media too. Like you have gained plenty of social media savvy. Where does that come from? Does that come maybe from being in San Francisco that is pretty tech savvy on its
Oh
own?
no,
Or
San Francisco is not the place for metal artists. Definitely not.
ah,
Sacramento could be it.
mhm.
San Diego could be it. Los Angeles, yes. Not San Francisco. San Francisco is not the place for metal artists to thrive. No, no, no.
Right. How about LA? How does
LA
that
is
seem
a good
like?
place to be at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. And just following up on what I just asked, the social media component to what you do, that's not a skill that's easy to learn for everybody,
Um,
but you seem to have killed it. I mean, how have you done it? What would you tell
Listen,
anybody?
I can tell you for sure, it's a totally, like, it's a real hustle. It's a grind. It is not easy at all, but
Mm,
it's a skill you can learn. And honestly, it takes a while to find. So it's like huge ass topic, right? But if we
right.
narrow down in one little like conversation, I'd say social media works when you represent the best version of yourself,
Mm,
and it takes time and consistency. Even if you already found who you are as an artist, that's not going to make it work. There are like so many little things you need to consider. But the best thing is that you need to keep showing up. And then this is how you actually find your spot. Like this is how you
right.
create that space where people come to see you, right? So I'd say that when I was a regionally known act in my early 20s, back then social media was not a thing.
Mm,
Only year after that, first social media started existing. We were using ICQs to messengers to each other, and we
Right.
would go into forums to chat. We would go into internet cafes for night or game places to chat with other people on the internet, and we would meet. We had meetups once a week of certain music genre when you can come and hang with people who loves this music, right? And other ways how you meet other people in society, you would wear the shirt. Like for example, you are wearing Megadeth shirt, right? I would
Right.
wear the shirt of the band I like, and then we would see each other on the street and then exchange phone
And then
numbers.
go, I love that. I love
This
when
is
that
how old I
happens.
am. This
I
is how
know.
old I am.
No, I'm with you. I just turned 36 a few weeks ago. So
Oh,
I'm
congratulations!
yeah,
Happy birthday!
thank you. But I'm with you on that because we I think sometimes we do forget that social media, at least on a mainstream level, is really only 20 years old. And that's
Oh,
not that
it's super
long.
new, and there is no handbooks, but there are handbooks
Right.
uh, are sold by someone who does social media content. So what I was saying is that I do grind myself, but of course I educate myself every day. I watch what's working in 2026, and things changing so quickly. Like TikTok
Yeah.
algorithms updates every 3 months. So I'd say this. I have friends who I actually um, guided on internet,
Mhm.
not because I do that like as my profession. Maybe I should, but I don't do it. I just did this for my colleagues to just help them to
Yeah.
elevate their careers, and I kind of felt a little challenged, can I make it work or not? And I did it, and the artists are so happy. And it comes from both skills and who you are. There is
Mhm.
no such thing making somebody out of nobody. Like there is no such thing as industry plant unless there is a person behind. You know what I mean?
I absolutely know what you mean. And I want to go back to what you mentioned a little bit earlier, too, about it's not enough knowing who you are as an artist to be successful. There's more to it than that. That's one part of the equation. So, what was that journey like for you? How did you shape and learn who you are as an artist?
Oh, that's such a long journey. So I think I finally transitioned from developing artist to next level, whatever it is,
Mhm.
buzzing artist or like just like art music artist, developed music artist. Who knows what the hell it's called? There's, as I said, no handbooks about that, but I'd say I finally developed my visuals. I developed my sound, and I developed my message behind music, right? So that was 2 decades worth of work. There is no such thing overnight success. Yes, it looks like overnight success for somebody who never met you, right? Because you
Mhm.
bomb appeared, right? But it happened a long way. Where I started and where I am right now, it's like such a big difference. So I'd say this, for example, short hair. How did I got to this? I was bleaching my hair for a very long time, and it's really hard to maintain
Mhm.
uh, a length. Being a blonde, my natural hair is black. I have black,
Oh,
wavy,
okay.
Middle Easternish type hair, and I always try to have long blonde hair, and it just keeps falling off. That's one thing. Another thing is that I was severely depressed.
Mm.
So I just one day fucking got mad and chopped my hair off. And then I
That's
looked in the
yeah.
mirror. I was like, hey, it feels good. Feels
It
fucking
does.
good.
There is something therapeutic about it, and I've noticed that about myself too. I'm like, when I am at my lowest low, I'm like, hide the scissors, bitch, because I will go
Here
just
we
woo,
go.
here we
We're gonna
go.
change the hair color today.
And then I got to tell myself, no, you already know who you are. It's okay. You'll get through this period where you're feeling low.
Yeah.
That's why I did watch the crisis video. I love the crisis video. I love it was therapeutic for me to watch the woman in chains come out of the chains and just be surrounded by powerful lyrics. That imagery is pretty self-explanatory, but I thought I'd hear it from you. Is that the essence of the single? Is that the essence of Crisis itself?
Um, Crisis is a very special song. By the way, at the moment when we were recording music video, this song was written only 2 weeks ago by me and my
Wow.
producer Jordan, and I barely knew my own lyrics because when it comes to lyrics, I suck. Even if I wrote something or I co-wrote something, I fucking need months to remember the lyrics, my own fucking lyrics. So during the video shoot, I was like keep messing up the pronunciation and stuff, but that's a fun fact. But when it comes to idea, there's actually a very good story behind this song. I was driving towards the studio,
Mhm.
and I was exiting the highway. And on that exit of the highway, I saw mom with the toddler in her arms. She was begging for money,
Mm.
and that actually triggered me so bad. I passed her, unfortunately, because I was like, what am I gonna? Like I was in the flight mode,
You have to
like
make a split decision in seconds, and you
yeah.
can't.
So I
Yeah.
I exited the highway. I pulled over. I scratched my car, and I was having a little panic attack, because when I was young, I was a homeless, and I was. It happened several times. My mom is a crazy crazy woman, and she would always date very crazy men, and
Oh boy.
we would try to escape domestic violence, and then this is how I would be on the streets for several nights, and that was happening over and over again, right? So uh that lady with the little baby on her arms reminded me that situation when I was 10 or 11, and I was holding my 1-year-old brother in my hands, and we haven't had food and haven't had a home, and that really triggered me real bad. And when I had a moment to take a breath, I got mad. I
Mm.
got mad because I was like, this world is not good enough as long as we have homelessness and we have fucking moms with kids on the streets. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, world? You know what I mean? And it was like, it was more like scream inside me when I was like, this is fucked up, people. This is fucked up. So I started like writing right away because like it was so overwhelming. I started writing crisis,
Hmm.
fuck this.
Yeah.
And then the crisis, fuck this, silence. And then I came to my producer. I was like, here, I have this idea for the song. And I show him this, my little like notes I made. And I explained to him the story. And we sat down and wrote the song. And we were like, wow, that's a great song.
Yeah.
So this is how it happened.
They come that type. See, I love that because that to me, a lot of musicians have that story, and there's so much truth to it. That's where the best material come from. So anything that impacts you that much, anything that makes you feel that much, that's what you should be writing about, and that's what's also going to resonate with fans too. And I agree with you. There are a lot of things that we need to correct in this society, and that is a big part of why I love what you do. I do want to be mindful of time and just make sure that we get to any other project that you want to shout out, anything you want to talk about that's coming up. I know you've got some things that are exciting. So shout out, give us a quick rundown. What's coming that we need to be paying attention to?
I have one big song coming up in January, on January 30th. And that song is going to be biggest song of the album. It's called Fall.
Mhm,
Um, I'm going to be like telling about this more when song will be dropped, but I'm very excited about this. This is the last single before I drop the album,
mhm,
and this album will be released. My first debut album will be released in March, in the end of March, and I'm super excited about that. And then I think this is a big turning point in my life. I feel
mhm.
like my album is like a diploma of my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's sort of like your own record, your own video, your own audio. What like it's just a record. It's a record of where you were at that time, a snapshot of where you were at that time.
Yeah, it's a big milestone in my life, and I am so grateful for everyone who supports me and being there. And thank you so much. I see you leaving some comments under my post, which is very meaningful. It means a lot. It is not like you saw somebody left you comment, you're like, yet another comment. No, every time I see a comment under my post, I'm like, people, thank you. I feel
Mhm.
seen. I feel heard. I could not ask for more,
Yeah.
really. So thank you so much for being there. It means a lot. It's very meaningful to me.
What's the album called?
Album called Biomass.
Oh, okay. All right. I like where we're going. I like where we're going with this.
It
Aleksandra,
has a
thank
little
you.
cyber vibe, but biomass is something what how I felt you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
biomass is bunch of meat. This is how I've been treated, you know, like
Mm,
human meat. And I'm more than that. So I wanted to write album representing that problem in society.
yeah. A lot of us feel that way. So I can't wait to see what you did with that concept. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for telling us all about it. I can't wait. Thank you.
Thank you.